let's break down Georgia's early voting numbers right now. So nearly 3 million votes so far, with Republicans taking the majority at 49% of early votes. What are you seeing on the ground in your district? I know you're in Northeast Georgia, so what's happening there?
Well, I'll tell you what, Towns County in Northeast Georgia is leading the pack by at least 5 or 6%. They're almost 60% voting right now in Towns County. Union County right beside them, right at is just the number 2, and then Rabun County is in the top 5. So Georgia's 9th district is turning out to vote for President Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, and it seems to be that way in so many other states, too. The excitement, obviously, President Trump telling people to get out there and vote along with other Republicans. You were there, as I mentioned, at this rally last night in Atlanta, and Trump called out the rhetoric from the left, calling him and his supporters Hitler and Nazis. Take a listen.
The newest line from Kamala and her campaign is that everyone who isn't voting for her is a Nazi. We're Nazis. You know, years ago, my father, I had a great father, he's a tough guy. He used to always say, never use the word Nazi, never use that word. And he'd say, never use the word Hitler, don't use that word. It's like, I didn't even know why, don't use that word. And then I understood it. And yet they use that word freely, both words. They use it, he's Hitler. And then they say, he's a Nazi. I'm not a Nazi. I'm the opposite of a Nazi.
You know, Congressman, we had a guest on earlier, and he said, you know, you can call somebody names, you can, go back and forth. That's what politics is. But when you start calling people Nazis and you start saying that they are Hitler, this is dangerous. President Trump, there was 2 assassination attempts on President Trump. We saw that rhetoric kind of calm down a little bit, but now it is full speed. I mean, this is completely, out of line. What are people saying to you?
Well, number one, I think it shows their level of desperation. They are at the end of their wits because they know they're going to lose. And so they are trying everything and anything, just to try and make it stick. It is so disrespectful to do that. And it's dishonest, it's disrespectful. It's, it just shows that the left will do anything to win. And here they are, lying completely again, all right, about President Trump and trying to assassinate his personality.
You mentioned earlier why it's so important to vote on policy this election. What are the policies and the issues that really matter to the people in Northeast Georgia? I know that your district sits right near Athens, Georgia, where, of course, Laken Riley was brutally murdered by an illegal migrant earlier this year. Is immigration top of mind for people there as well?
Oh, absolutely. You've got inflation and you've got the security of the southern border, because Laken Riley was murdered at the University of Georgia. And that's my hometown where I live. And I kid you, it is so real down in Athens, Georgia, and in our 9th district. We also had a 12-year-old girl abducted, kidnapped in Gainesville, Georgia, by an illegal alien from Guatemala. I mean, so we're seeing it up close and personal, the lack of security, the open border policies of the Biden-Harris administration. She was the border czar. What has she done? She said that she wouldn't change a solitary thing from the last 3.5 years of policy. Well, how's she going to fix a wide open border? 600,000 criminals that have poured across our border, let in by her administration, including, 13,000 of those prior convictions of murder. I mean, we don't need to be importing criminals. We need to be deporting them. Every solitary one of them needs to be deported, and that's another policy of President Trump. It's the policies that matter, and President Trump's policies will indeed bring this country back from the abyss.
Yeah, not to mention all the fentanyl that's in our country now and all of the trafficking. Congressman, there are just 7 days left in this race. In the polls, they're still razor thin. The latest poll out of your state from the Trafalgar Group showing Donald Trump up by 2 points. Now, your district has a majority of Republican voters, but what are you hearing throughout your state? Is this poll reflecting on what you're seeing and hearing?
Oh, absolutely. I believe that. In fact, honestly, I think that those polls are probably a point or two low. From the energy last night, from the energy I've seen at the other Trump rallies in our state, and from what my district is telling me, President Trump is definitely going to win the state of Georgia, and I think he's going to win it by a lot more than what the polls actually show. So I'm really excited. The folks of Georgia are really excited. The path to the presidency comes directly through the state of Georgia, and I believe we're gonna give it to President Trump.
Information, truth, is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.